Sippers, welcome back. Hey,
Hey
Lena.
y'all. Hey D girl, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Girl, I'm doing great. I'm just making it, you know what I'm saying? Life be lifing, but we still pretty and blessed. So,
Yeah, I
that's just where
agree.
I'm at right now. What about yourself?
Same. I like this new phrase everybody's using, life be lifing. Ain't nothing more
Girl,
real.
life be
Life
throwing
is
us curveballs out the blue.
life is really doing its thing. I'm feeling we always touching on, living in this high cost of living, and I'm just gonna be happy that we're like what you said, we're pretty and we are blessed.
Yeah,
And
you have to spin
yeah,
it that way.
I'm good and I'm excited about our episode because today we're talking about movies
Movies. Bam,
and
bam, bam,
cinema.
bam.
Let's get
Yes,
into it, Lena. I'm
yes.
excited. I've been looking forward to this topic. So I hope our listeners can relate to all the things. And I got on my X-Men t-shirt today because yes,
Oh,
I'm channeling I'm mutant and proud to all of my X-Men fans out there. So,
you know what? I'm glad you said that because that's a vibe. And I guess for
hmm
me, I'm channeling my 90s main character.
yeah,
Um,
you're giving me poetic justice at the end.
oh, really?
You're
At the
giving
end.
me, yes, you're giving me when Janet steps into her sexy, but she's still
Okay.
poetic justice.
Okay.
I'm getting those kind of vibrations from you right now. So,
Okay. Well, I'll take them. Cheers to that.
cheers. So, welcome back and thank you guys for coming back. Thank you for listening. Thank you to our listeners.
Yeah, so you guys, we always got to do the business at the top of the show. So, if you guys are still interested in becoming a guest on the show or you have questions, you would like to write us letters, you can always email us at teaandchampagnepod@gmail.com.
Yep, get in touch.
Yes. And I do not have a Black Business of the Week.
That's okay because we're talking about
Okay.
movies. So
Okay.
let's just tap into our topic. I'm trying to think of a black business that is related to movies though. I know that I want to shout out um the movies in the park that Miller Plaza does sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there's a black organization that coordinates that, and it's coming
Oh.
up soon, actually.
Okay, so it should be the month of September.
Yeah, yeah. So it's coming up really soon. I don't want to put it on Chattanooga Business Elite, but y'all be on the lookout for the movies in the park. Y'all, I just want to put that on the radar since we are talking about movies. In downtown Chattanooga, they do movies outside, and during that week, they're going to be playing The Little Mermaid with our babe, Halle Bailey. So
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be a situation. And sometimes they do it at Coolidge Park. But coming up soon, there'll be movies in the park. And after our episode, I'll find those details out and we can put it in the description so you guys can show up because,
Yeah.
it's going to be
I
fun.
I think I know what you're talking about the event, but I think they're moving to different parks throughout the city. So it
Exactly. Yes.
may it may
Yeah.
be like at Miller Park, but I did see like they're going to be in like Brainerd Park. They're going to be I want to
I think it's
say
going to be one I want to say Alton Park, but maybe I'm getting that
it
confused.
may be, but I know that they're moving. Like they're trying. I think, and if I think the organization maybe just be like city officials that's just with parks and recreations throughout the city, and they're
Okay.
probably going to like base communities instead of like just downtown. So I think
Exactly.
maybe Miller Park may be the first. like the kickoff, but then they're going to, because I want to go to the one in Brainerd. That's my hood. So,
Right. I found
um,
it. I found it. I just pulled it up. Nuga Today. I subscribed to them.
okay.
Their emails. And you know what? I didn't find it. This is something that happened in April. Like I said, after the episode, we're gonna we'll find out exactly what's going on because they are parks for our underserved communities, I think. Like, I think a lot
Yeah,
of these areas are near underserved communities. So we do want to support
yeah,
these initiatives, bringing the positive vibes through movies, which is our topic today. So I'll at
yes.
least go to one. And when you go with a lot of
Yeah.
people, it's a lot of fun.
Well, we definitely hitting up the one with our sister Bailey. I mean, I
Yeah.
want to see Hallie sing to the
Yeah, we
ocean
supposed to
again.
then saw that movie again. Right. We will. So
Okay. So, what you drinking, sis?
I got a continuation from last week. I had peach persuasion. It's
Mm-hmm.
so good. And it's a it's a sweeter wine, and I want to say it's peach wine. Like, I think they use peach and grapes, but I don't know how wine sellers do it. I don't know how wine sellers make
Yeah.
their wine taste like other fruit besides grapes, but that's what I got going, and it's good.
Yeah.
If you like a sweeter wine, it's by Amber Falls, Peach Persuasion.
Amber Fox, that sounds like a good fall wine, like an autumn season wine. That sounds
It's
good.
very seasonal. I think this is very on season for sure. And look at
Yep.
the color. It's just pretty. It's like this amber.
Yeah, it's
It's
orange.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because we are transitioning into fall, so.
we are. Yeah, it's this pumpkin spice season, so I'm here for it. What are you drinking?
Um, my faithful Lamarca, um,
Shout out to
always gets me
Lamarca.
right. Yep, shout
Yes.
out to the brand.
And Lamarca be in
And
the restaurants too. That's what they use in mimosas at a lot of like high end places. I've noticed. I can
yeah,
taste it. Like, this is
you can
Lamarca,
taste
isn't
it.
it?
Oh, let me find
I
out you
done
know how to
noticed.
taste champagne.
Well, sparkling wine, yes,
Yeah,
because I have learned champagne is for the wines of champagne. So, did you know that
I
that
think
this?
you told it to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I try to reserve calling champagne to the champagne. But
Right.
Lamarca is great. Lamarca is great, and that's our tried and true.
Yep,
So
big faithful.
yeah,
Yeah. So, do you want to go ahead and introduce the topic for today? I
we are
mean,
getting into yes, we are getting into movies, and today we're gonna just have some questions that are gonna tap into both of our movie journeys. I know for me, that's a big part of my childhood. Like, that was a way for our family to get together in one room and just coexist.
mm-hmm,
And it goes beyond my intermediate family. It's how I relate to my friends and my cousins. And we just love how it's become a part of us. Like, we can recite lines. We love laughing at movies. We love using
yeah,
movies as an educational tool. Movies take
mm-hmm,
you back in time. That's how we learned
mm-hmm,
about our favorite artists. I love a good biopic. I love a subtitled movie. I love a movie that comes in short story form, like those short series. I remember American Dream, the Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5
mm-hmm,
story. That was like a
mm-hmm,
short series. The Temptations was a short little mini
mm-hmm,
series. And then they came out with the New Edition story, and that was
mm-hmm,
like a little series, but it was like a movie.
mm-hmm.
Watching that, as you see, the music is trending. So yeah, we're just going to dive into it with some questions and have a good time with it. And hopefully, our listeners are enjoying the dialogue because this is a subject I could talk about all day. Just like our last episode, we were talking about music, and that conversation could have continued, but we'll try to we'll put it in a nutshell. If Lena wants to get us started, do you have some topics you want to get into first? I know I saw like a lot of questions on movies that I was like, ooh, we'll go through all of them. but
Well,
let's just
I was
select a few.
okay. Well, I was just gonna introduce the icebreaker. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so, if you were in a movie, in this movie, no, I'm sorry, if there was a movie about your life, how life be life in your whole life,
Yes.
who would play you in the movie?
Okay. So, hmm. I know off the top of my head, I get Chloe Bailey as far as like who resembles me, like off the top of my head. I get that a lot. So yeah, she better come on because I'm recruiting her to play young D for sure. I could see her embodying definitely my late 20s to early 30s if there was a biopic getting into that part of my life. The younger part of me, if there's like a young child star I could think of, um, I mean, there's a couple, but they've kind of all grown up into adults. So if I could just
Hmm.
go back into time, I would have picked Penny from The Cosby Show.
You mean, wait, Penny was from who? Are you talking about Janet Jackson?
Oh, her too, actually.
Or
Penny
did you
was
mean
from
Rudy?
Good.
Rudy.
Rudy was from The Cosby Show,
Yeah.
and Penny was from Good Times.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm getting my girls mixed up. Well, Rudy from The Cosby Show was my first thought,
Okay.
and I'm thinking her name was Penny. Y'all, I apologize. I ain't watched The Cosby's in years. But I feel like she was as cute as I was at that age. I would bring her
Oh.
on, and I just remember just her having so much charisma. Although when I was younger, I was definitely more of a shy girl. So, but I could see her tapping into that and embodying that. And she had those big round eyes, and I had big round eyes when I was little, beautiful brown skin. So bring in Rudy, bring in Chloe Bailey, and honestly, Chloe could just take it on home because I'm gonna be fine like that
Hmm.
forever. What about you?
Okay. Well, I want me Oscar nominee to take it home for me. So, I'm coming for the queen. I want Angela Bassett to play my dramatic ass. You know, I'm coming for the queen.
Okay,
She may
okay.
have to pay. She may have to play older Lena, but I don't. That story is still being written. But I want the queen. I want her. I want to see the pain, the crying, and
And she
everything.
could play anybody.
Yeah,
She
I
is the
want to see.
queen.
Yeah,
That's a
I
good
want the
one.
I want the actress to come on, set it right. My life is a movie, so that's who I want to play. But my second option would probably be uh Shirley. What the hell y'all doing outside? Okay, it's Shirley Ralph, right? Moesha's mama.
That's a great
A
one.
stepmom, only because if she don't play like me, she had to play mom or something. Like
Yeah.
she just so like sweet. And then, do you remember how she played Rita's mom in the color, not the color purple?
Sister Act 2?
Yes,
Yes.
like
She was a
that's
mama.
she was
Yes.
stern, girl. She made me not like her. I'm like, I don't like that lady. And even when
Yeah.
she was trying to be nice to Moesha, I was still like, oh, she's still acting mean. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, that's who
That's
I want to play.
D.
That's
That's
some
D from
real black.
Moesha.
Yeah,
I
that's
and
some
now
that's
she's on Abbott Elementary. That's the girl. I love
yeah.
her.
Yeah, so if
Yes.
she could probably play mom, but
That's a good one. That's a good one.
and then I'm gonna do my lookalike too. Keisha Cole can play me, I guess.
Come on, Keisha Cole. Cause yes, y'all, Keisha and Lena favor. They I
I
felt
don't see
like
it, but
I
okay.
felt like that's a resemblance that is a positive one because y'all both like pretty girls, but y'all have similar features. I
I
don't
don't
know
never
who
see it.
y'all see it. My
No.
mama's recognized it too. There's
Everybody
some
does.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
there's someone else. No, I was gonna say there's someone else, but I can't think of their name
Oh,
that you
the
remind
other
me
one
of.
is the old K Michelle. I get that too. Um,
No, I wasn't gonna say K Michelle, but you get that too?
oh,
The old
yeah,
K Michelle. Okay, the old K Michelle.
yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, but I see more Keisha Cole right off the bat though, for real. I don't know who would play my mama. Lynn Whitfield. I've been told that I
Mm,
favored her a little bit.
I can see that. Yeah,
She can come on to the scene because she's always playing a bad bitch, man. She
yeah,
always got money. And whatever
yeah,
role she do, she gonna make sure she got a bag. She played
yeah.
Josephine Baker in an old biopic of Josephine Baker and embodied that
Really?
role.
Yeah,
Yes, it's
a
a real good
beautiful
movie.
woman.
It's like a made for TV movie, but it was really good. And I love Dorothy Dandridge, honestly. If I could
Yeah.
bring anyone from any decade into the pick, I'd bring in Dorothy to bring older version of me. She's so classy.
Who would play
She's
your
so
dad?
classy. Huh? Who would play
Who
my
would play your
daddy?
dad?
Whew, a lot of
I
people
know who
say
my
Eddie
pick is to
Murphy.
play your dad. Yeah, yeah,
Eddie
number
Murphy
one
would
pick.
definitely play my young version of my dad before, he came into the older version of my dad. But Eddie, even at his older age, could still play my dad because, Eddie could put on, the costume
Yeah,
to go into the chapter that my dad is in right now. But yeah, they
I could
favor each
see.
other.
I could see Wesley Snipes playing your daddy too. Just like kind of like your
Okay.
daddy's like fast paced
Hmm.
speaking and straight to the
Swaggy.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I like that too. I could see that. Come on, Wesley Snipes and Lynn Whitfield. I could see that. I could see my biopic coming into life. Okay, good question.
I would tell y'all who gonna play my daddy. Then we gonna move on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we gotta bring Mike. Yes,
No,
who playing Michael?
Carl Winslow. Because when I
I
was
could
a
see
90s
that.
girl, I used to think my daddy looked like Carl Winslow. They
Uh
got
huh.
the round head, the belly. That's who I think my
Yeah,
daddy is.
that's a great one. And he's still working, girl. I just saw him in a commercial the other day. That could
Yeah,
happen. Come
my
on.
daddy would definitely be Carl.
Shirley, Ralph, and Carl. Yeah, from the Family Matters. I like it.
Okay, good. Let's move
Okay,
along, girl.
let's move along. That's a good question.
Okay. So, how often do you watch movies, Dee?
Whew, I'm out here watching movies at least once a week. I mean, just this morning, I really wanted to stay in bed and watch Mission Impossible all day. Like Tom
Mm,
Cruise. I know he got a little weird thing going on with his Scientology, but we were just talking about it last episode about separating artists from their art. And Tom is one
yeah,
of them folks. I'm separating him from his art because Tom be that dude. I
yeah,
really love Mission Impossible movies, and I really just wanted to watch. There's a Mission Impossible 2 that I really like. It has a black female lead in it, which is really
mm.
good. And then there's Mission Impossible 5 through the one that just came out in the movie theaters. And I just wanted to watch all of
Really?
them today. There's one in the movies right
I've
now.
I've never seen any of them, unfortunately. But I
Yeah,
still respect Tom Cruise because he was in what I like the movies about the airplanes.
Top Gun.
Yes.
I like Top Gun too, and that's another one that I could just turn on randomly. So yeah, just this morning I was watching a movie. I like to turn on a movie to fall asleep at night.
Mm,
So it sometimes it's every day when I'm turning on a movie because I know, well, for one, I don't know how to turn off the feature when you're watching a TV show and the shows just keep playing one after the other. I know there's a way to make it stop doing that because if I fall asleep on one episode and then I wake up and it's like on episode 20 and I'm like, "Oh my God, you just kept playing." I don't know how to make it stop after one episode. So instead of going through that, I'll watch a movie because usually after a movie, whatever streaming service I'm using, it'll stop. Unless you're on Amazon Prime. For some reason, it'll just keep playing movies. But yeah, I like to fall asleep on movies because then, my TV will probably go off after the movie goes off. I'll usually fall asleep on it. But um, going to the movies, I wish I could do it more. I like going to the movie
Mm,
theaters. I like being inside of a cinema and watching it on a big screen. This summer I went a few times. Like we were going to the movies
mm.
like almost once a month or maybe like every other week.
Oh.
So yeah, movie goer girl. How about you?
I have like my self-care on Sundays when I mean on yeah, Saturdays and Sundays on the weekends when I do not have anything to do. I love chilling in my apartment watching 90s movies or
Mm-hmm.
Tubi movies.
Come on, Tubi.
Um, so like that's probably, once we wrap this up, that's probably what I'm gonna do. I just like I right lately I just been catching up on movies that I've never seen before. Like my parents kept me sheltered, so I could not watch rated R movies. I would have to sneak and watch them, and I was always afraid to sneak to watch them. So now that I am of age and can't nobody tell me what to do, I'm watching all the rated R movies.
Come on, grown girl.
So, yeah, I've been catching up. Like I've been doing that for like the last 2 years too. So
Mm-hmm.
like watching New Jack City. My mama definitely
Classic.
wasn't trying to let me to watch that. But
And as she shouldn't, but yes.
yes, um my daddy. The other one is um what's another drug? Oh, Don't Be a Menace. Is that the no,
Classic.
I'm sorry. Menace to Society, the original one,
Another
not the
classic.
parody.
Both. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched that like earlier this year, and I was just
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, wow, of course, like Boys in the Hood, Set It Off, and everything. Like I've seen those, but like the real ones that I've never seen, and then not even just all rated R movies. Like some of them are just movies that we don't talk about enough, like Above the Rim, or
Paid in Full. Do we talk about that enough? Because that one's one of my favorite
that's a
movies.
that's a popular movie, but
Okay.
like um uh like if I know too many people that say Paid in Full is like they Scarface. You know what I'm saying? To our generation. Like, 'cause it
It's a
is,
classic.
that's like
It's a
our
classic.
top like hood drug movie.
South
Um,
Central, you put me on to that.
South Central, yes, which did you like that?
I did. I liked it more than I thought I would. Is it up there with Boys in the Hood? Acting wise, I don't think so. I mean, I can't
Okay.
trade in Lawrence Fishburne and Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh, first
for
of all, Lawrence Fishburne, girl.
yes, I can't
That's the type of
trade.
company I'm trying to keep around me.
I can't trade him for South Central's main character, but I still liked
No.
what that brought. I still like what he brought to the movie and what that movie brought
Yeah.
to the culture because,
Yeah.
it was a sad tale, but I know there were a lot of kids living that tale, and
Yeah.
that movie brought it in from a child's perspective that the other movies don't bring into it. Boys in the Hood, Paid in Full, Menace to Society, those leads are based on the young adult's point of view. But in South
Yeah.
Central, you got this little boy gang banging. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, it was kind of unbelievable to see how all his friends were just like hold up gang signs, and they were good
Yeah.
actors. Like I almost respected the kids acting more than the adults that were acting a
The
little
adults,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought South Central was kind of like I really liked seeing that. I mean, of course, the dad goes to prison and he spends majority of his life there, but he kind of found uh what Muslims
Redemption. Yeah.
redemption. Okay, so he
Yeah.
found some way to kind of like he found another way to live and kind
Mhm.
of reformed his life and wanted to do better
Mhm.
for his son. and
Reform, yeah,
it was
Reformation.
it was good. I thought
It
that that
was.
was good. They always talk about the dad going to prison and nothing happens, and then you come out into the children come out into foster care and something. So I thought they painted a good narrative, as in like a dad can leave prison and kind
Reform
of
and
become a better
save his
person.
son life. I really liked how it
Yeah,
ended because
yeah,
at the end of it, his reform is what saved his son. It
yeah,
and it almost I almost got emotional at the end because the little boy was dead set on letting that dude recruit him into the gang life,
yeah,
but he
yeah.
saw his dad was trying to be a dad. And I liked how it showed the steps that it took. Like they actually showed him going to a probation. No, was it a probation officer? I don't know, but they actually showed him talking to a white dude, and white dude's like, "You got to
I
do
think it
this
was
and this
yeah.
before
I
you can
think it
get
was like
custody."
yes. I think it was like the
Yeah.
foster care or something
Yes,
like
his
the
son was in
system.
foster care, and he was like, "You
Yeah.
just can't get your son back. You have to go through all these steps to get your son back." And he did
Mhm.
the work. He did the work.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
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 Okay.
That's another type of dude, the type of company I want around me. Like just evolving from the bullshit, recognizing there's a higher power, not a higher power, but a higher purpose to live instead
Right.
of like just wilding. And that's why I
Yeah.
like Lawrence Fishburne's character in Boys in the Hood. Because first of all, he was fine. That man was so fine. And he was just like trying to teach them boys to do right. And then he wasn't like on he was on them, but he still let them make their own decisions, which I thought was kind of cool too. Like very structured. He felt like he trained his son to make smart choices. And even when the mom came and was like, I want my son, and she was like, he a man. The daddy was like, he a man. He gonna make the type of decisions he want. Like you can't. It was just a good narrative. So I just don't like how it ended.
Yeah.
We didn't want Morris Chestnut to die in the movie, but
And
I
Ice
just love
Cube,
Morris
like, you still got me.
Chestnut.
Have you
Yeah,
ever noticed that part?
yes, and I still like I didn't like that either. Like I didn't like how the mom kind of just gave up on
He
Doughboy like
did,
that.
yeah, she did. And he was
And
like, "But I'm still your son too."
yeah, and see that's another problem in the hood,
Yeah,
Um
yeah,
trying to get like it's like she dedicated like the mom kind of dedicated her life to the football player because that was her chance at the hood and he didn't make it. But she could have kind of groomed the other son to be a better person too, because he didn't feel love. That's why he kept doing the shit that he did. Like he's like, my
yeah.
mama don't fuck with me. I'm gonna keep on bang. I'm gonna bang out here then. But that's a good movie.
Uh-huh.
Um, uh, let's see. What is the last movie I watched in the theater? Barbie. Barbie was the last movie I had gone to with my mom, and I also went to go see The Little Mermaid with my mom. So those are the last two movies that I. Oh, well, and I took Carter to see Spider-Man this year.
Okay. I took Monet to see Blue Beetle, which is a superhero movie. It's a
Mm.
DC based character. If you all are into comic
Is
books,
it
it's
out now?
It just
Okay.
came out. It's got the known artist in that movie that I know of is George Lopez. The lead character, I know he plays on Cobra Kai, which is another show that's now on Netflix, but it has started on YouTube. It's about the Karate Kid.
Mhm.
It's a Karate Kid spinoff. And he plays on that show
Mm.
and he plays the Blue Beetle. And I really liked him as the Blue Beetle. And I
Okay.
like the whole movie in general. It's based in a Hispanic culture. Like, I think all the
Okay.
characters are like from Mexico.
Mhm.
So it was good to show a superhero in that type of environment. Like the
Mhm.
grandmother, his abuela, she only spoke Spanish the
Mhm.
whole time. And that's real. Like a lot of shows that I watch that are with Mexican characters, the grandma was always just speaking Spanish the whole time. And so the
Yeah.
movie played into that, showed a lot of their customs, and he was just you know, he was like a blue version of Iron Man to me. Like if you're familiar with Iron
Mhm.
Man, so That one, and then before that was Barbie, like you.
Mhm.
And then Little Mermaid. And I know we saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Part 2, which was
Mhm.
amazing. Miles Morales
Uh,
was great.
yes.
The
I
guy
was
that
so
voices
disappointed
him
in
is
the
great.
movie though. It was a great movie, but I was just disappointed how they made us sit through that whole movie to set us up
For a
for a sequel.
cliffhanger.
Yeah, I was so mad.
I
I
can't
was like,
wait.
what?
I hope it comes out next year too. They better not keep us waiting. I hope they already
Yeah.
built the movie and just split it up.
Yeah.
So, okay. We out in the movies. I want to see the Meg. The Meg is this movie about a big old shark. And
Mhm.
actually it's the Meg 2. It's a sequel to the
Mm.
Meg.
Isn't it like
And
Jaws though?
it's better than Jaws to me. This
Okay.
shark is way bigger than what Jaws was. And it has Jason Statham, which is like
Mhm.
he reminds me of Vin Diesel. He plays in Fast and Furious movies sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah, him and Tom Cruise, they in my little, they in my they my white reserves. He's hot. So I gotta go see the Meg at some point. I wish I could have saw it when it was at the IMAX. They played it at the IMAX aquarium theater type,
Yeah, I'm gonna take
screen.
advantage of that. I just go see more IMAX movies because I be
Me
wanting a full
too.
experience.
It's a whole
Yeah,
experience. My parents said that's all they gonna go to now because it's
yeah.
different. Hmm.
Mhm. Um, of course you like superhero movies. So
I
what is
do.
your favorite? What's your favorite superhero movie?
I would have said, honestly, I want to say Into the Spider-Verse, and that's an animation, but it's so
Mhm.
good. Like, it's such a well done movie. Black Panther is also such a well done movie. The first one and the second one, like, to show all of us as superheroes in that capacity, to show that we're the majority leads in the movie,
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
costumes, Angela Bassett. And you know what? I really like the second one because they gave Angela Bassett that role. I think they gave her more to do in her role in the second one.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
show her saving that girl life. Did y'all see her swimming up to the top? She had the girl in one arm and she was swimming with the other arm to the top of the water. And I just want to know, was Angela
I thought
Bassett
I thought Lupita
doing
did
that?
that.
No, girl. Lupita did some water action stunts too. But that scene, it's a very important scene, Jelena. It's one of her last scenes in the movie. The girl
Oh
she
yeah,
was
when he killed the
drowning.
mom. Man, that was fucked up, man.
It
Why
was,
did
but
he
Angela,
kill?
the way she was acting in that role, the way she was swimming to the top, I was just like, look at that woman swim. She carrying that girl. Angela
I had
couldn't
to
do
go
no
back and see
wrong.
that part, friend. I'm sorry, because that movie was so long. I went to go see it in the theaters by myself, and I
Yeah.
had some prosecco, and I missed the beginning of it because I had to go to the bathroom, and then then by the time the movie was happening,
But you know
I had
what?
finished my prosecco, and then I got sleepy because I was like, "Damn, how the fuck is this movie?"
You're not the first person who said that though. It is a long movie. It is a long movie, but Black Panther is one of my favorite superhero movies. I love the X-Men movies, like, and I don't know how well those movies are aging. Like, I remember the first X-Men that came out.
Yeah.
I don't like how they casted Storm. Like, Halle Berry plays Storm in X-Men.
Mhm.
At first she did. Now they've recasted Storm a couple of times, but the first Storm was Halle Berry. And I was just like, oh, I'm more envisioning Naomi Campbell as somebody with the long
Mm,
haired,
yeah, a dark skinned
tall,
woman. Yeah.
toned, dark skinned woman playing Storm. But despite all of that, it's still a good movie for me. I like all the X-Men movies because I liked just the like what you were saying about narratives. Like these are mutants feeling outcasted, and then they find community amongst themselves, and then
Mhm.
they're misunderstood. and even though they're misunderstood, they're still saving society. Um, I like the guy that plays Magneto, the younger version of Magneto. There's a X-Men version where I think it's called Future Past, or I can't remember. It's when the young version of the X-Men characters meet the older version of themselves. And
Mm.
that's a really good one. Hugh Jackman plays Wolverine, and he's also in my white reserves. He's a very good he's a very good Wolverine. So those are just a few superhero movies that I could just turn on. I want to say Iron Man, but I don't like how they killed off the Iron Man character. And I think this applies to Angela Bassett too. I think they kill these characters off sometimes because they don't want to get stuck in these movies. Like they want to go off and do other stuff.
They're
And I
too
think,
busy.
yeah, yeah, they don't be having time to get locked into Marvel's contracts and to be
Yeah,
committed. But I still miss that character though. Iron Man was a great movie too. The first one had Terrence Howard in it. And
I heard.
now it has Don Cheadle. And I like Don Cheadle too. Don Cheadle, he's a legend in his right as well. So, but I guess, that's me. Do you lean into superhero movies or no?
Well, ever since I had my nephew, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a Marvel versus DC, but I haven't watched all of the Marvel movies. Well, honestly, DC, I think the only movie I've ever watched from DC is Aquaman, which I thought it was good,
No
but
Batman?
no, maybe
Mm, that's okay. Okay.
the older ones with like Jim Carrey,
Ah, those are
the real
those,
older ones. They're
I was
not,
gonna say those are good, but I know they're not quite critically acclaimed. But I like the one with Jim Carrey
yeah,
and George Clooney.
or
Oh,
and
not George Clooney,
Arnold
but yeah.
Schwarzenegger. Um,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah, so more of the older ones, but I haven't even tapped into the newer ones, and I still haven't seen the Joker. I want to watch that. I heard it's like really dark and good though.
It is a
Um,
dark movie.
but I feel like I've heard great things about the Joker, but
Hmm.
like I said, more Marvel. I haven't watched every um every single movie about the characters. But Thor and Captain America are my favorite.
Those are good,
Um,
especially Captain America versus
I
Iron Man.
think.
That's a really good
Oh, you mean Civil War?
Civil War. Hmm.
Yeah, that one was good. And then, was it the second one? The second Captain America was good. Is that the one about the Ice Eagle or something? The one about his cousin?
His best friend with the iron arm.
Yes, I thought it was his
Hmm.
cousin. But that one was, I think that's the one I like because I didn't too much care for the first one, and my
Okay, yeah,
nephew
the first one, his
agreed.
origin story is a little bit slower.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So the second one was good. My nephew agreed with that one. He's like, yeah, I like that one. It's got a little bit more action. And
yeah.
um Thor. I didn't like. I think I liked Thor's first movie.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like
And
the second one. You're
the
not alone in that.
second one
There's
was kind of
three of them.
slow. And then the Love and War was the third one, right? It's something
Yeah,
Love
and
and
I still
Thunder.
haven't finished that one.
It wasn't all of that. But Thor is just a
When
cool character.
it's the
So,
character for me, and when Thor
yeah.
collaborates with the other superheroes, it's a good time.
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah. See,
time.
I
He
think
does
I like
well.
to see them all together versus their individual movies.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
The Hulk is in the third one. So that was kind of cool.
Oh, he
The the
is?
third the third Thor movie, yeah.
Oh, I think I knew that. And Guardians of the Galaxy show up in that one too, I think. Which Guardians of the Galaxy, that's another superhero movie that I like as
I don't
well with
I
Chris
don't
Pine.
well,
Not Chris Pine, Chris Pratt plays in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't think I don't think they're in that movie. But I don't know much about Guardian the Galaxy. I don't know much about it. But I think
Are you
my
talking about? Oh, I know
girl.
what you're talking about. Ragnarok. The Hulk is in that one with Thor.
No, the is that the second one?
That's the second Thor. Yeah. Wait, no. Hold on.
No, they're in the third one too because my girl Tristan, what's her name? Thompson. What's her name? The girl that plays in Creed. She's in that movie. She's in the third one.
She's in the third one. Yes. Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of her name. I
It's
think it starts with a
Thompson. It's
T.
something Thompson. Yes, something Thompson. I'm over here naming Khloe Kardashian baby daddy. But Tessa Thompson.
Tessa Thompson. Yes. I was like, it's gonna
She,
start with a T. Yes. Okay.
she's in the third one. I thought that she was the one in there because they go through a journey together, but that one was okay. But I just like Thor as an individual. But as far as superhero movies, I'm still like my '90s, superhero movies. Like I like Blank Man,
Me
not Blank
too. Let's
Man.
get Black Man's
Um,
with Damon Wayans.
I'm in Meteor Man with
That's what
Robert
I was about to say
Townsend.
with Robert Townsend too. You like that one?
That is the movie. Like that is our first black superhero, and he was in the hood,
That's an
and he was
underrated
growing
movie too.
vegetables, and there,
Yeah.
yes, like that's a good one. Like I love that movie, and then it has so many cameo features. Luther was in that movie. Wesley Snipes was in that movie. Um,
I
and
need
then
to
the
watch that
kid,
again.
another bad in creation was in that movie, and they was in the mall dancing so hard, like. That was like a good ass movie. I don't know if y'all understand like how much joy that movie used to bring me. Eddie Griffin was in that movie. Marla Gibbs was in that movie. Simba Daddy, the man from Coming to America with the deep
Earl.
voice.
Earl.
Yes, he was in that movie. Like y'all sleeping on that movie. Oh my God.
For real, because it's really underrated, and I don't even know if I've seen it from the beginning to the end.
It's
So
really
I
good.
need to watch
It's
it.
really good. And
I
then
think what?
I was just gonna say, I think that the guy, cause Robert Townsend did Five Heartbeats, so like
Hmm.
one of the castmates in that movie, I don't know his name, he's the light skinned man, but he played the villain in that movie. And this one scene is my favorite scene when they be touching the books and they transform into the characters of the books and they be turning into supermodels, and they be like,
Oh, I need to go watch that movie
and he
now.
got gold hair. It'd be so funny. But
I don't
I
know
love that
why.
movie.
I don't know why that movie doesn't get as much
Respect.
yeah.
That movie was good. All them people in there.
I think
Whatchamacallit was in that movie too? Bill Cosby.
was he? Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. I think you would like the Batman, the version of Batman that had Heath Ledger in it. There's this movie with Batman called Batman Begins, and then the second one has Heath Ledger in it, and he plays the Joker, and that's another dark version of the Joker as well.
Okay.
And he did excellent in that movie. And then Dark Knight Rises, that's the third one. That one is another favorite movie of mine. It has Catwoman in it, and
Yeah.
it's good. Yeah, it's a dark
Okay.
version, but as far as DC goes, it's up there where Aquaman is kind of down here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
As far as quality goes. So, okay. Yeah, I like the superhero thing. You getting into it. So, I guess I'll ask a couple questions. Do you have certain snacks you like to eat while you're watching movies? Do you have like your go-tos that you just gotta have when you're at the movies or when you're at home?
When I'm at the movie theater, I would like some popcorn. It's a
Yeah,
part of the experience. But when I'm at
agreed.
home, I'm cooking something before I watch a movie. Like I'm either about to have some nachos, some tacos, I'm probably gonna order a pizza. Like it's gonna be like festival, like little finger food items.
Yeah.
But like I be wanting to eat that. Like I be wanting to enjoy myself. Usually it's tacos and nachos or pizza. Like those are things that
Mhm.
I gotta have. Or I'm bringing out the big guns, a good ass Chick-fil-A, and I'll be watching movies.
Ain't mad at that. Ain't mad at that. I'm like you. I gotta have popcorn. And now there's certain movie theaters that let you drink alcohol while you eating your
Mhm.
popcorn. I'll
Mhm.
partake in that, but a lot of times I like Coke. A lot of the kids like Coke slushies. They got
Mhm.
the slushy machine, so we'll do that. But I do love a fresh Coke. I love when a Coke is fresh with my popcorn. It's probably the only few times I'll let myself drink Coke. And
Mhm.
yeah, that's pretty much it. The kids like to do candy. Now, I do sometimes stop at the Dollar Tree ahead of time and grab me some
Mhm.
gummies, like some gummy
Yeah.
worms or some Sour Patch Kids or something like
I be
that.
having to have them raisinets. Yeah. Me and my mom will
Yeah,
fuck them
I
up.
used to
Yeah.
love Raisinets. So, yeah. But popcorn is definitely a staple. And if I'm at home, I'm just eating like whatever I could, find in my kitchen. Like you, probably cooking meals if I'm at home but if it's just me, I also like to order out.
Mhm.
So I'll just get something quick that I can grab. But the movie
Mhm.
theater, there ain't nothing like movie theater popcorn. Like,
Yeah.
it don't matter
Yeah.
what you buy at the grocery store.
Yeah,
And
I'd rather have it at the theater than at my apartment though, 'cause I
me
don't like the
too.
smell.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
So, do you think going to a movie theater is a good first date? Or do you think, nah, because you can't really interact? Or, like, what do you think?
Well, if he set it up right, yeah. Like
Mm-hmm.
if we go to a movie first and then we get something to eat, it's okay. Or vice versa, we get something to eat, we talk then and then go to the movie, we can be quiet, yes. Because um I be wanting opinions too.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I don't okay, let me just say this. I don't like it as a first date, but I don't mind doing it as a date. I think first dates should be just any time where we can talk to each
Okay.
other.
Okay.
Because I think movies are just kind of it's just too quiet. You know what I'm
It
saying? So
is.
if you set
Yeah.
it up right, like we eat first and then we go to the movies, or we go to the movies and get something to eat, yeah. I just want to make sure that we can have time to interact.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah. I like the dinner aspect incorporated into it. Now, if it's only going to the movies, I'm gonna feel like, okay, yeah, like you, we really didn't get a chance to interact, but I do like having the option to eat before or after. And I don't mind if it's the
Mhm.
first thing that we do. I don't mind. I think
Mhm.
it gives me a conversation point. Like, it gives us something to talk about. If we didn't have anything else to talk about, at least we could talk about the movie.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I'm okay if that's the first thing. I will let whoever wants to take me out, go. If we want to go to the movies, bet. I can't wait.
Mhm.
Um, Last time I did that, I think I was telling you I fell asleep because it was too late. So probably movie first and then dinner after, like a movie after
Mhm.
10 o'clock. We'll see.
Yeah, see, I'm not really hip to the late night movies. Like, let's go at 7.
Yeah.
But see, excuse me, I also like going on days where ain't nobody there. So I'm fine with us going to the movies on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or something like that. Because on the
Yeah.
weekends, everyone is
And
gonna
it's
be there, and it's
yeah,
crowded.
and on
And I don't
Tuesdays it's
like young
cheaper
people
too.
interrupting me from the movies.
What do you mean?
They be loud. I remember me and my mom, we went to go see Creed in Atlanta, and it was Thanksgiving Day. It came out on Thanksgiving, and we were watching the movie, and some kid, teenager was just like walking down the aisles loud, talking about, "Oh yeah, we in here," and filming themselves on Instagram or TikTok and all that shit. And I was just kind of like, then when
Okay.
we went to go see Barbie, like it was a group of UTC students. It was a bunch of guys. It was like a mentor group, and I didn't understand why they wanted to see Barbie. But when Barbie gave her speech, or somebody gave like this dramatic monologue in the movie, the kids was like, "Preach!" And I'm like, "Oh my God!"
You
Like,
don't like all the distraction, all the riffraff.
no, cause I be missing stuff, and then I like when I really like watching movies by myself because I like to laugh. And if you didn't get the joke, I don't like when people ask me like, what they say.
Yeah,
And
I
then
see.
if I'm at home, I could rewind it, and I'll
Yeah,
be like, what they say, I
yeah.
can just find it on my own. So I don't know. Movies are fun with people, but I don't like people distracting me. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Okay. Um, do you have a favorite documentary or docu movie?
Well, I don't have a favorite documentary, but I did watch like a educational movie about uh supermarket, kind of like a what the health movie, or like a food versus health. I can't remember what that movie was called, but I watched it, and they was just talking about how like how these companies grow chickens so that they
Mm-hmm.
can distribute them to grocery stores and like Walmart and all this stuff, and how they put all these hormones or these chemicals inside these chickens to grow them faster, and it kills them and all of that stuff. So I that was probably the best
And
documentary
you
that
said
I've
it's
seen,
called What the
because
Health? I think I've heard of this.
I think there are two different movies. It's like What the Health. I don't know
Oh,
what that
okay.
documentary was called. It was on Netflix, and I had to watch it for an
Them the type
assignment
of
in
movies that make
school.
people go vegan. I've known people that watch them
Yeah,
biopics and now they don't eat meat anymore.
yeah, but they were just saying like, well, what I got from it, it was they was just saying don't buy your fresh produce from Walmart because it's a high demand. So some of that stuff that you eating may not be real. So I mean, but who's to say that can happen? Everybody, there's so many grocery stores like that could be doing the same thing, and these are big top uh companies that supply this food. So I
Right.
mean, they can be doing it for any other else, but they just suggested like if you're gonna get food, don't buy it from Walmart. Go to like a real grocery store. So since then, that's been like since 2017 since I've seen it. I just chose not to buy food from Walmart, like produce and stuff from Walmart. But that's been the best documentary that I've seen.
Okay. I like watching documentaries. I like watching even TV shows that have like some documentary aspects to it, like Unsung. I like watching about the
Mhm.
behind the scenes of musicians and like
Mhm.
getting the backstory of some of our favorite artists. And
Mhm.
Unsung, I felt like was really good about that. When I watched the Unsung on the DeBarges, that's what really
Mhm.
got me listening to Switch because I was like, oh my God, I love that music. I didn't even realize, that was the name of the band. I love even the movies that aren't necessarily documentaries per se, but the biopics with the Temptations and American Dream and Heart Five
Yeah.
Heartbeats. Them movies can be on repeat for me, and we can recite all those lines, and it still gives you an idea of what was going on behind the scenes that you wouldn't even have realized. I'm waiting for a lot more artists to show us behind the scenes. Like, I even didn't mind watching when Beyonce goes behind the scenes for when she was preparing for Coachella. Like, I liked
Mhm.
seeing her in her, okay, I'm out of shape version of herself. Like, I just
Mhm.
had these
Mhm.
kids. I ain't moving quite like how I'm doing. Seeing her learn
Mhm.
her choreography and not really doing the steps quite as good as you might see her
Mhm.
doing them, just seeing them learning it. I like seeing the imperfections of who we put on this
Yeah.
pedestal.
Yeah.
So I definitely take that from documentaries.
She
There's this
had
movie.
a, I don't,
What?
oh,
Go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say she had another one called Life is But a Dream, and it
On
was kind of,
HBO.
yeah, that one is really
Hmm.
good too.
That
Yeah.
one is really good, and it just shows them more vulnerable, and I like that. I like them letting the veil down and just letting us see inside like what it really takes to be an artist, and that it's not always, oh, I'm so rich and I'm just getting this money for free. Like, no, this girl was showing herself staying up 4 days in a row and telling the light crew what to do and telling the dancers what to do and putting her music out for the record label to listen to and maybe getting mixed reviews. You know what I mean? It's like it's a lot of responsibility. I like seeing that. There's this movie called Memoirs of a Geisha. It's also based on a book, and that's not really a documentary, but it goes into the past of like what it was like to be a geisha and doing that
Mm-hmm.
for a living, and the struggles going way back into earlier timepieces, because there's always a slave movie, and I'll watch those
Mm-hmm.
too, but I also like seeing other cultures and the struggles other people are going through, because black people ain't the only race that suffered.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I like seeing documentaries that tap into like, you know, Jewish people, they had it rough. The Asian people have it rough. There's Hispanic people that had it rough. Like all these cultures, Native Americans or indigenous people,
Mm-hmm.
they all got stories, and the documentaries just bring that into light. So I can't really choose a favorite one either, but I'm just like into like learning. Like I guess that's the thing. That's
Yeah.
my favorite part about it. It's just the learning aspect.
Um, okay, that's good.
Okay.
I think documentaries are set out to educate us, and I
Yeah.
just feel like there are some good better than others. But those sound interesting.
So, do you have a movie genre that's your least favorite, or what have you seen that you didn't care for? Is there a genre that you don't really care for?
Well, biopics, I don't think I like all of those. I did not like Respect, with Jennifer
Um,
Hudson. I did not like that
mm,
movie.
mm.
I also didn't like Whitney Houston.
That's what I was about to say. Did you like the one with Whitney that came in the theaters?
No,
I
no.
didn't even see it, but you weren't the only person that said that same review. And then I didn't
And
want to see it.
uh the one with my, her husband,
Her
Bobby
husband,
Brown. I
Bobby
didn't like
Brown?
that. I didn't like that biopic either. Cause they like he wanted to make his own animate his own series for Three Nights too after they made New Edition, which it was just like they like okay, the difference to me between those movies like American Dream, uh The Temptations, and even New Edition, they tell a journey about these things that happen, how they get there, when they get there, how they branch off.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a
Mm-hmm.
story.
It's more of an origin story. Yeah.
The Whitney Houston story and the Bobby Brown story were kind of like events that happened in their lives and they tried to make it into a movie. Like it's
Yeah.
not like no type of color in it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So I don't like those movies. And I kind of felt that way about Respect
Respect. Mm-hmm.
with Jennifer Hudson because and then I just, I mean, I know that she was handpicked to do the movie, and it did show a lot about, with her husband and her being abused and everything, and how she was abused as a child. But
They
she
left
had
a lot out
already, no, there was already a movie on,
on Hulu. I heard the one on Hulu showed a lot more.
it was already something already given to us. So I was kind of like, why are y'all making this movie too? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it was with that British actor, that
Yeah.
lady with the blonde short hair, the actress, I'm sorry, but she was in the movie because I think T.I. is in the movie or in the docu series or whatever because Mama was watching it and that was a lot better than that movie. And I
Yeah.
was just irritated. I'm like, if y'all keep gonna keep on telling us the story, we're missing out on, the story because everybody's telling it in their own different way. And that's just like
Yeah.
y'all putting too much content out for one story and it just gets blurry. So
Yeah.
I tried to watch Respect and I turned it off. I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
Marlon Wayans was in it and I couldn't take him seriously.
You
I couldn't.
can't.
I
You
can't,
can't take
you
him serious
know.
because I didn't take him seriously in Bel Air. He was in that.
No.
He
Yeah.
was in that show trying to be serious, and I'm like,
I
you
can't. I can't take
come
him
on.
seriously. I'm sorry. Like, I love Marlon. He's too goofy. It's
He
too goofy. I can't see
is.
you no
He
other way.
tries though.
The only movie that I felt like I could take him seriously was Above the Rim
Mm,
because he was like a goofy guy that was just trying to trying to fit in into this group because I think that's the movie
yeah.
with Tupac and
Yeah.
he wasn't accepted. That was more believable
Yeah.
than him trying to be an abusive husband. I couldn't see it. I'm like, this is so silly. Like,
I
the
know, and
more
that's
he
such a
yelled at her, the
serious
more I laughed.
storyline. That's
I
such a
know.
traumatic
Yeah.
storyline, and y'all put Marlon in it. Okay.
Yes, come on. Come on. This
Okay.
guy is crazy. So
Okay.
I could have seen Damien play that role before I see Marlon, because Damien can play serious roles, and he might be my favorite Wayans. I'm sorry, because Damien can play Major Pain, and then he can play Mo Money,
That's what I was about
and
to
I
say. I
liked
liked
him
him
in
in
Mo
Mo
Money.
Money. Me
Oh,
too.
girl, he
I
was
liked
so
him in Mo
sexy.
Money. I liked him in Major
Hmm.
Pain.
Yeah, yeah. It was funny. He's just sexy. Yeah, Damien may be my favorite one. Cause even in My Wife and Kids, he plays like a silly dad, but there were roles and times in the show where he was serious. It was more
It was,
believable.
yeah, there was, and he
I
plays in this
couldn't
show
even
called
believe.
Lethal
Oh, go
Weapon
ahead.
that my brother is watching right now. Damon Wayans. He plays in this
Yeah,
show called Lethal Weapon, and that's a serious
yeah.
character. And Isaiah
I
really likes
couldn't.
that show.
I couldn't even believe when Marlon got high on the Wayans brothers, and he started wilding out in that audition. You remember that episode? Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm sure I've seen that episode, but I can't recite it
I
from
could not even take
memory.
him seriously then. Like, he was just
Oh
acting crazy.
Lord. All
Okay, so let's
right.
move on. I see what
Okay,
we
let's
are on
just
time.
do let's just do a couple more questions. I'll just have one more
Okay.
and you can ask me one more. I was gonna ask you about animation movies. Do you watch anything animated or do you have a favorite animated movie?
Um, I mean, going back to childhood, I mean, all the Disney movies were my
Yeah,
favorite
same.
animated movies.
Yeah.
Like I know in our last episode you mentioned Mulan. Like, Mulan is like that soundtrack, girl. Mulan was that shit.
Girl,
Like,
it is. Are you kidding me? Let's get down to
the
business
business.
to
Um,
defeat the Huns.
m- that movie, Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
Lion King, The Little
Mm-hmm.
Mermaid, the original.
Girl, you name it all of
Um,
my movies.
um, what's the other one? Have I said Aladdin, right? Yeah, and I like
Yeah.
Aladdin. The second one too, The Return of Jafar was good too.
Oh,
Um,
totally underrated.
and yeah,
This.
I like all of those animations, like Pinocchio. I can't. I'm gonna say The Little Mermaid and Aladdin, like the live renditions, were
Mm-hmm.
probably the best two since they've
Mm-hmm.
decided to
Mm.
do these live action movies. Cause I
Yeah.
didn't too much care for The Lion King.
Me
And
either.
then Mulan wasn't good. The live action Mulan wasn't
I
good. Like,
still
it
gotta
was
see
missing the
that.
music. It was missing the
Yeah.
music. It was more of
Agree.
a fighting movie, which is still good if you like that, but I'm a Disney. This is a Disney movie. I want Disney. You know what I'm saying?
Me
So it
too.
was not that good.
Yeah, I wasn't enticed to see the live action of Mulan after loving the animated version so much.
Yeah.
And honestly, I couldn't have did without the live action of Lion King as well. I didn't see the
Mhm.
live action of the Jungle Book either. You know, those are just
Mhm.
that's not the speed I want from Disney. But I
Yeah.
was okay with the live action of Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast. I don't even think this live action of Cinderella had music, but I just like the fashion in it.
Mhm.
I like Cinderella's story of being down bad and then just glowing the fuck up.
Mhm.
So I like all versions of Cinderella.
Well, I like the Whitney Houston and Moesha one, so
Hello, hello, that's next.
that's our
That is
our
next.
first princess.
I
I
love
mean Brandy. I'm
that.
sorry,
And
I
you
be
know
calling
what?
her Moesha.
She is revamping her role too. Like, her and the guy that played the prince, them two are
Yeah.
coming together for a Disney movie. They're playing Cinderella's parents from the
Yeah.
Descendants, and I can't wait for
Yeah.
that.
I've
So
caught that series. Me and Carter watch that. Yeah.
I like Descendants, and Descendants soundtrack is on my playlist too.
Yeah.
I listened to that music and I loved, like you said, Aladdin and
Mhm.
Little Mermaid, both versions, of course.
Mhm.
But I really liked even the animated version of Beauty and the Beast because she read
Yeah.
books. I love that
Yeah.
movie because the Beast gave her that library, and I
Mhm.
was just like, no, oh, I can't wait till somebody do that for me. You saying
I
all
know,
these books are
girl.
mine? All these books are mine? I could just be in here and read all day. He said, it's yours. He was just like, it's yours. And I was just like, girl, this is a whole ass monster, but they really made the beast look so sexy in that movie, which is crazy. He's a
Yeah.
monster. But I knew he was fine underneath, though. Like, that's the thing. We knew he was going to turn into that fine white man at the end. But she didn't know that. And
Yeah.
she was just like, you know what? Okay, but I got to go leave you to be with my dad. So she was about her father. I just really like that movie. And the music from that movie and Aladdin and Little
Yeah.
Mermaid, like that's another intro into documentaries that I appreciate because Disney has a lot of documentaries about the making of their movies and
Oh
showing the
yeah.
creators of who wrote those songs and the creators of the people that make Pixar movies. I
Mhm.
really like seeing how they do their thing and like
Mhm.
seeing the backstory of them coming up with that stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I watched.
enjoy I en oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I
I
watch
was
those all
just
the
gonna
time.
say I enjoyed watching the behind the scenes of the movie Soul with Jamie Foxx
Yes,
and how they
that's
came
another
up with
good
the
one.
music with John Baptiste.
Mm-hmm.
Um I thought that
Yeah,
was a good
Soul is
I
another
didn't
good
too much
one.
you liked it? I didn't too much care for Soul so much. I
I
think it was
didn't
a little
like,
bit
well, I thought they could have had a black woman play if they
the
wasn't,
the the
yes,
cat.
yes.
Mhm.
If they wasn't gonna let Jamie be the man the whole time, they should have had a black woman be the man instead of the woman that was playing. I'm like, what's the point? Why can't we just be the lead at
Yeah.
all times? They did that with
Just
Princess
like
and the Frog. Like,
yeah, yeah.
we couldn't just be a human the whole time.
Yeah.
But
It's not my
okay.
favorite, but I did like the music in it, I guess.
I liked
But
that
yeah,
they
'cause it was
showed the. Well, go ahead. I'll keep cutting you off.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I like that they showed the barbershop scene. Like I thought that
Hmm.
was an important scene because
Yeah.
like I saw the behind the scenes of them doing that part, and they brought
Hmm.
in black collaborators to give some creative input on the right
Yes.
way to do that scene.
To present it. Yeah.
Yes. So I like that they consulted with black people for that movie, and you can tell, and that's those parts where you could tell there was black input are the best parts of that movie. And I like the storyline about like him not being this famous musician and then eventually just accepting that and being okay with his life because that's a common narrative. Like a lot of us aren't Like a lot of us are talented, but we're not gonna be famous from that talent, and we're living normal lives. And I
Mhm.
thought that movie shined a light on that part of the world that could relate to that.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just gonna say another, this isn't animation, but another movie that I thought was a good live Disney movie was Cruella. Have you seen that?
That's another one. That's a favorite. Yes, because I live for
Yeah.
the fashion. I live for the
Yeah.
fashion in that
Emma Stone
movie.
did that.
And we
Yeah.
could have brought that up in our fashion episode, but yes, yes. Emma Stone was that girl
Mhm.
in that
I
movie, and she was
love
a
I love
badass.
it. Yeah.
Hmm.
It was a really good movie.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. What was the what is your first memory of watching a movie?
My first memory is going to the movies in like an actual movie
Mm,
theater with my dad. He took us to see, I remember going to see Swan Lake in the movie theaters. So I guess
mhm.
I was really young when that movie came out. So that's probably one of my first memories. And Swan Lake is such a beautiful movie. She's pretty much like an ugly duckling and turns into this princess in a day and a swan at night, and she falls in love with her Prince Charming. That one, Thumbelina is another one. I remember
Mhm.
Thumbelina, and I remember Fern Gully. So
Mhm.
these are like my
They re
first, yeah,
they
first memories.
recreating Fern Gully. I heard it's
Are they?
I think it's supposed to come out in 2025, and I heard the um the fairy in the movie is Zendaya.
What?
I don't know if that's true, but I just saw it. Like stuff be coming across
Ooh,
my
please let
timeline
that
at
be
work.
true. Ooh, please let that be true. Another first memory I have is watching Bebe's Kids too. Like I remember watching that
Yeah.
when I was really young. And then like when I started seeing like live action movies, my first memory I think is when my dad took us to see Anaconda with Ice Cube and J
Mm,
Lo.
mm,
I remember seeing that at the movie theaters with my dad and my brother. I mean, I'm a brother, but my sister. I don't think Isaiah was even born yet. And that movie scared me. We had to sit in
mm.
the front row too because we was late. We had to do that when he took us to see Any Given Sunday too, and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. We was always
Your
running
daddy
late.
used to let you watch them movies, man. I could
Girl,
not see
let
them
me tell you
movies.
something. Any Given Sunday, he didn't realize what he was taking us to go see because that locker scene.
Cause
Have you
some
seen
men
Evan?
is
Have
naked.
you seen it? He didn't realize
I
they was showing dangalangs. He was trying so hard to reach across the seat. I'll never forget it. I was in sixth grade. I went to school that following Monday, like y'all got to go see Any Given Sunday. And they was like, "Oh, we already seen it. Did you see it?"
mm-mm. They don't even make movies like that anymore. Like they don't even show
No,
dinglings in movies no more.
no.
That
What
ain't
about
fair.
you? What about you? What's your first memory of
I
movies?
want to see Dingaling in the movie. Uh, let's see. My daddy too. I is my first memory of going to the movies, and we got to see Cop and a Half. Do you remember that movie?
With yes, with oh
It was
the
a black boy, and
oh
I think Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Was Ossie Davis in that movie or just what's her name? Ruby. I know who
Ruby D.
Ruby D. Yes, that's they were married, and I know Ruby D was his grandmama in that movie, and I was trying to remember was he in that movie too? Yes, I
I
remember
can't
Cop and a
remember.
Half.
I remember
Oh
seeing
my
that.
goodness! Oh, I used to love that movie. That little boy.
Um, but I used to watch a lot of movies like with my cousins, like and my sisters. I and my sister. I don't know, like I just remember watching Baby Kids at the house. Like, and at the time we had HBO, we had all the movies, all those movie channels.
Yeah.
So we would watch that. Um, of course, A League of Their Own, and
Oh
we had
yeah.
pay-per-view. So all those movies were like coming on back over and over and over. So I remember that as a kid. And then like when I would watch movies with my cousins, they had all the movies. Like Uncle Robert used to just buy them all the Disney movies. So they had like tapes of, high columns of just movies.
Right.
So we could watch um Nightmare Before Christmas. Uncle Robert had that on soundtrack in his car too. So we used to watch
This
that.
is
We would watch
Halloween. This is
all the Disney.
Halloween.
Like they were Disney. They were Disneyland. You could
I
choose
love
from
it.
any movie you wanted to watch.
I love
So
it.
I remember just watching movies with them as a kid, and then when the bad movies, the rated R movies would come on, my parents would be like, "Go to your room. You can't watch this." So
All
yeah.
right. Well, I love going back down memory lane.
I
I
think we're gonna have to do a part two because we these questions that we have, we ain't cover it all. So,
told
cause I'm
you
gonna
we could go
get,
through all
I'm
of them, but we
no,
would
we
need to do
just
a
gonna,
part two. Yeah,
yeah, we just
it's
gonna do
too
a part two
many.
because even like we haven't even got into like comedies, like good comedies
And you
and
know
good.
what? And we were supposed to have a guest. We were supposed to bring Jasmine on anyway. So perhaps when we do
Okay,
part two, she'll be available to chime in
yeah,
because that's,
okay,
yeah. Her and my
yeah,
siblings are, they're like my movie buddies. And I know for a fact the comedy would be great for her to be able to contribute to because she be reciting
yeah,
all the stuff.
yeah.
And
We
no,
gonna
we
do a
didn't
part
get
two.
into it. Yeah. All
We
right.
didn't get
Well,
into like mm, like good, and I really like just want to like talk about like just good movies, like movies good overall, movies that make you cry, movies that make you just laugh when you
that
feeling bad,
really
which movie
have,
you put on
yeah.
and stuff. Like we gotta tap back into that, but we are over on time and we don't want to bore y'all out either.
Yeah, we'll do a part two and really get deep into it because I think we can go deep. I think we can get deep because
Yeah,
there are some movies that really shaped me too.
yeah, yeah.
So, okay.
Well, you want to set your intentions for the week or what you got
Yes,
going?
I'll set my intention. Uh, I definitely want to make sure I'm mindful of my budget this week. Um, Whenever we pay that mortgage, budgeting gets real. So I'll be mindful of that. And I said in the previous episode, I wanted to read more, and I'm going to continue to put that into my intentions because there's a really good book that I've been meaning to get from the library. So I'm going to have every intention to go and get that book and get into it because it's one that another podcast had recommended, and then my sister has said she had already been reading the series. So now I want to read it too. That'd be
What
something
is
good.
it?
It's called Red Rising. So if you're familiar with the Hunger Games and Divergent, like that was a movie that was based on a book series, but it's Hunger Games that I think is a little bit more well known. And it's kind of like, living in a dystopian, futuristic type setting,
Hmm.
and it's kind of like fantasy kind of, so it'll just be good to read something to give my brain a break from reality sometimes.
Yeah.
And I like that this book has so many good reviews, and I've already started reading it like on my iPad. I downloaded a sample, and it is really good. And I like period pieces when I'm reading, and I also like fantasy novels. I like a lot of YA books, like a lot of books for the young adults. So, and this is based on a series, so I'm looking forward to like if I finish this book and it ends on a cliffhanger, I don't have to wait for the next book to come out. All the books are already written, so hopefully I
Yeah.
can, and I don't feel like paying for it. So I'm gonna just get it from the library because um I gotta. make sure I'm even going to take the time to read it first before I go out and spend any more money this week. So that's
Yeah.
my intention. What about you?
Hmm. I don't know.
We can
I
leave it
don't
at
even
I
want to
don't
think
know.
about it. I don't even want
Yeah.
to think about this week coming up. Things are just changing in my life, so
Let's just,
I
yeah,
gotta adapt to what's going on. So, yeah, I mean, I plan on being happy,
that's what's
regardless
up.
what's going on. Just plan to keep a smile on my face. So, yeah.
Well, you just lean into whatever you want to do. You don't have to know everything. Right now, just enjoy your free time, and you don't
Hmm.
got to think about the following week. And reach out to whoever you need to reach out to if you need company. So,
Sure.
because I'll come over. Like, you can reach out to me, reach out to whoever's in your proximity, and it'll be like we cannot worry about the week together because I don't want to think about it either.
Girl, I'm about to go get
But
into my bag and watch a Tubi movie
which
and
will make
or you know what? I want to watch I've been want to watch White Men Can't Jump. Like
ooh the new
not
one,
the new one, but the old
the
one.
old
Yeah, I want to
one.
watch the old one.
Have
It's
you
been
seen it
on my
before?
radar for a minute as a kid, but it was like small pieces of it. Like that's another 90s movie like I want to
It's
watch like,
good. And
yeah.
it's raining right now. So if you about to do that now, it's like where I'm at is over here raining, which I wish it wasn't. But this is a perfect day for movies, honestly. For real.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, sippers, thank y'all so much for listening to us on this episode. Again, we're going to have a part two. We're going to schedule some time to make sure that we can get back into this movie conversation and analyze um the good things that we like about movies and some of
Right.
our favorite films and stuff. Also, don't forget to nominate us for the best podcast for the BEC Awards. I think we
Yes,
have until the end of this month of
we
September,
do.
so I think
Yes.
that's about 2 more weeks for y'all to throw our name in the box.
Yes.
Um, Also, that's it. Make sure y'all like and listen to us on Spotify and
Actually, when this
Apple.
episode come out, you guys will have 1 week. So if you're
Oh,
hearing this
okay.
message, really, really get on it if you haven't already do so. If you haven't already done so.
Yeah,
So, but yes, yes,
yeah.
Apple,
And then,
Spotify.
oh, yeah, Apple, Spotify, and then we are working on YouTube, y'all. I'm trying to figure it out. We are working on it, but give us some time. Um, I need to read. I need to read what the hell is going on. So
I
yeah,
know. I
and
keep forgetting that you're working on that. I need to figure out how that works too. So yeah,
yeah,
YouTube coming soon.
yeah,
And maybe
yeah,
even Twitch, because I'm gonna look into that as well. Because if
yeah,
y'all are
yeah.
on Twitch, we need to be a part of it.
We're working on expanding, and yeah, that's all I got. And y'all have a great week.
Bye.
Bye. Oh.